Okay, listen. They've played our game long enough, B. The chat said we've played your game long enough. We've talked other football teams. Now let's get to our team. Because Yolanda B, what's up, Yolanda? Yolanda says, why is Roman still employed by the Ravens? I was trying to make you guys cheer up a little bit, smile, get your mind off of the Ravens for a little while. It's playoff time. It's playoff time. This is great football time, man. This is a lot of fun. You know, unfortunately, the Ravens aren't going to be in the playoffs this year. That's just what it is, and we don't deserve to be. Look, you guys just talked about how bad the Steelers are going to lose. What do you think they were going to do to us?
Yeah,
because the Steelers were just better than us. I mean, we're being real about it. They're just better than us, right? Like, I mean, they beat us twice. They had the way better coach. They play more cohesively. They don't have the talent, but you know they're more cohesive. And look, it is what it is. And if they go out there and get stomped out, I'm gonna be saying, thank God that wasn't us. So now the question is, what do we do moving forward to stop making excuses for this team?
Because it seems like the Ravens organization is getting you prepared for Greg Roman to be back in 2022. You know, they've got their propaganda machine out there in full force telling you what a great job Greg did. Everybody's pointing to Lamar saying, oh, yeah, he did a great job. I love Greg, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, they're kind of putting themselves behind the eight ball in terms of getting a replacement if they eventually do let him go. Unless they never planned on conducting a search, which is, you know, what we talked about initially when they first hired T. Martin and Keith Williams, that, you know, once Greg Roman was out, it would be one of them stepping up to take over the offensive coordinator job, which is, you know, what it's going to have to be if they just kind of play around and let him stay on the staff for a week or so, and then everybody else gets hired, and then they let him go and promote somebody internally. But it could be that John Harbaugh said, no, he's my guy. We're gonna run it back.
So, I mean, there's a lot to unpack here, man, because I think it's obvious at this point that the team, like the players, aren't that they're not right for Greg Roman, right? Mm-hmm. There's been plenty of people just speaking out against Greg Roman. Like he is obvious on the field that he's just not getting it right. And yes, Harbaugh is loyal to his friends to a fault. And yeah, I could see him
up until he's not.
Yeah, right until he's not. But again, that's where I put it on Eric DaCosta and Steve Bisciotti, because it's like I said before, if he decided on his own, like, you're not getting it done, you got to go, then that would make me have more faith in you. I put more confidence in you because you get it. But if I have to come and tell you your friend got to go, that's going to be a problem. Like, now I got to look at you this upcoming year. They have to look at Harbaugh anyway, because we said it a couple times on the show. We said it on Sunday. This is going to be year 5 with Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson. And there's never in the history of this sport, of this league, never been a head coach and quarterback combination that won a Super Bowl if they haven't done it in the first 5 years. So we're coming up on year 5 with Harbaugh and Lamar. If they don't win it next year, that's it. It ain't going to happen. So now it's the obvious question: who goes, Harbaugh or Lamar? And I think we know what the answer is.
Well, do we? Because look, Ravens fans and the organization and everybody involved should be ashamed of themselves. You got people, not opposing fans, you know, not people who hate Lamar Jackson, not trolls, but you've got people in the media, legit people in the media, asking, should they extend Lamar? Should they move on from Lamar Jackson because of the way that you've allowed that offense to languish? And, you know, again, we see people talking about Sauce Gardner or Kyle Hamilton or go get another edge rusher in the draft. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, it can't be both ways, right? You can't come in and say, man, if only they didn't have all these injuries, they would have been fine. And then also say, we've got to spend a top 15 pick on this defense. I mean, look how bad they were, right? Like, they've got Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters, Tavon Young. Right now, Anthony Aver, I understand he's a free agent. He may not come back. But you've got Chuck Clark. Deshaun Elliott, they should be re-signing him, but if they don't, they just drafted Brandon Stevens. You've
Yes.
got Patrick Queen. You've got Josh Bynes. You've got Malik Harrison. You've got Derek Wolfe coming back. I heard that was a big deal, right? That's what I heard. I heard not having Derek Wolfe mattered.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear about, getting somebody in there to add depth to one of these units on defense when you look at the offensive side of the ball and you straight up don't have a right tackle.
Right.
And you don't have you didn't get any injuries in the receiving core, and you don't have a top 20 receiver on the team.
Okay, let's get into it.
You don't have a top 5 wide receiver in your own division.
All right. Well, all right. So, I mean, we're in it now, right? Like, we have so many issues to tackle. One is on the coaching front, obviously. And second is, what are we doing this offseason in terms of like drafting and just building up this team? And we've argued with a couple of you guys, right? Shout out to Deshaun. Deshaun really is, and he's not the only one. A lot of people are high on Sauce Gardner. And they think if he's there with our first pick, we should get him. I think that is a terrible mistake. We just went over this. We just went through this 2 years ago with Patrick Queen, and most of you want Patrick Queen off the team now, or at least wanted him off the team halfway through the season. So why do you want to do the same thing again? We said it before. A defensive player isn't going to make a difference on this team, right? This team isn't anchored by its defense. So getting Sauce Gardner, which at this point, if Humphrey comes back healthy and Peters comes back healthy, which they should, where's he going to play? Right? Like, he's a rotational player. He's not going to be starting over either one of them. Those are two all-pro caliber corners, so he's not going to start over them. So you wasted a first-round pick on a guy that rotates in and out. Why? Right? And then you do that, and we're passing up on a guy who can anchor that right tackle spot that we desperately need. Right? Like, you have to start thinking in terms of what is going to help Lamar, because at the end of the day, Lamar is the best player on the team. He's clearly the one that's going to carry us to a Super Bowl. Nobody else can carry their weight on the team. Nobody. So what will make him better? Protection and weapons. So, people are arguing with us, we can't go wide receiver in the first round. Why not? Do we have the best wide receivers in the league? No. Are there wide receivers in this draft that we can get that are better than what we have? Yes. So upgrade, right? Mm-hmm. And we got a donation from Suge. Oh, man, Suge. He says, just stopping by to show love to Jose and Brodny. Happy birthday, Hendo. Yes, happy birthday, Hendo. We didn't even mention that. Happy birthday, Tony. It says again, and hope everyone is staying safe. And I'll say it again. Christian Bale is a bad Batman. Hashtag LBHT crew. I'm not going to read that, sir, because Christian Bale was the best Batman. All right. We have Malik Harrison, who we drafted in the 3rd round. Right? Like, we have guys. So why do you want to get more guys? We drafted 2 young linebackers that are supposed to take over at linebacker, and now we're talking about we need a linebacker. Like, no, man. Like, stop worrying about the defense. Stop worrying about it. You know what we need? Mm-hmm. We need a defensive coordinator. That's what we need.
Because I just wanted to point out also, because Carolina went through last year. They went and they used every single pick on defense. Right? Every pick they used on defense in the draft. Then they followed that up by drafting J.C. Horn in the top 10, the corner, over a franchise quarterback and over a franchise left tackle. And you know what? Then they went out and they traded for Stephon Gilmore, one of the top corners in the league. Then they traded for C.J. Henderson, who was a top 10 pick in the previous draft. They signed A.J. Bouye. They went out, they signed Hassan Reddick. They signed Frankie Louvu. So they put a lot into that defense.
And that's performed well. And they performed well.
Yeah, we thought, hey, man, that's a top defense right there.
Yes.
And now the season's over. And in terms of yards per game, they were 4th in the league. So they performed. What did it matter? They won 5 games. And they won 5 games because the offense ain't right. You look at a team like the Rams, right? The Rams have Aaron Donald, best defensive player in the league, period. And then you move back a little bit, into the secondary, and they've got Jalen Ramsey, best corner in the league. They traded a couple first round picks to get him. Their pass defense sucks. Doesn't matter. but they still win games and they won their division and they're in the playoffs hosting a playoff game because their offense features Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham, Tyler Higbee, and now they're getting Cam Akers back and they've got a good O-line.
Yes.
The defense doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
All you need is a defense that's good enough to get a couple stops when you need it. You don't need a defense that's going to shut down top offenses because you can't build that anyway. But you can't rely on that consistently. You just need a defense who can come in and get you a couple stops when you need it, and you need an offense that can put up points. That's how you win.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to read a couple of comments here. Spooky J, what's going on, man? He says,
before you read that, we do have a new patron. I got Brandon Buck. Thank you so much for signing up.
Shout out to you, Brandon. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. And Brandon's got a channel too. What's their what's your channel? Plug your channel, Brandon. It's Schmo Me the Money. Mm-hmm. Right? Like if you guys know us, we have a lot of friends in the Schmodown community. If you don't know what Schmodown is, you need to check it out. Go to Let's Get Ready Network, go to Rock Real Entertainment, go to Schmo Me the Money. All those places, man. It's movie trivia, and I know you guys love movies. So, man, go follow our friends, man. They support us.
I also want to mention as well that Baltimore was the worst pass defense in the league, and they were 8-3 and number one in the conference until they lost Lamar Jackson. So
yeah, okay, all right. So Spooky J wants to know: are we hopping on any playoff bandwagons? Not hopping on any bandwagons. I mean, you talking about like, are we rooting for somebody to win it all? Chiefs. I want the Chiefs to go back and get another one, and I want Eric Bieniemy to actually get a serious look at head coach this year.
My pick to win it is the Chiefs. I think they beat Dallas in the Super Bowl, but I'm rooting for Dak to get a ring.
Yes,
I'm rooting for Pat to get another ring.
I'll tell you who I'm rooting for. Not Tom Brady. That's what I'm rooting for.
Outside of those two, I would, I mean, it's very early, but I would like to see Joe Burrow win. I like Joe Burrow a lot.
I like Joe Burrow, but I don't want to see him win.
Well, I'm not an AFC North fan, so it doesn't bother me. But yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to win it. But there's several guys who I'll root for.
All right,
they got there.
Okay, just Aloe. How long after the season did it take for them to fire Morningwig? Not long. I mean, wait, technically he didn't get fired. He got offered a different position, then he didn't take it and he quit. All right, I'm going to run through these comments real quick, and then it's going to be time for some lunch money bets, and then we'll get back to the comments. We'll talk some more Ravens because this is a hot topic. They are typing in. They're typing in. All right, we got 40 people in here. Make sure you hit that like button. Yes. And if you're new, make sure you subscribe, all right? And if you're looking for a super chat, we don't do super chat. Hit up the Cash App or hit up the link in your chat box. Either one will take you to where you can do a highlighted comment. You can leave a donation. You can leave a comment, and a message will pop up on the screen. All right, Tony says, we are 6 in yards. Why let him go? Forget the fact that we can't score nor get to the line with reasonable time left on the clock. Bingo. Bingo. And, yeah, can't score. That's the main thing. Those are padded stats, getting those yards at the end of the games. Those are padded stats. Nitro says you have a couple of people speaking out against Lamar, then Greg Roman, bro, and the Ravens PR machine is already on full throttle for Roman. Yeah, I mean, look. Let's put it out there. It's not like we don't know who we're talking about. Ryan Mink is out there pushing out the Ravens propaganda. I'm not even mad. He works for the Ravens.
No, I mean, yeah, we're not trying to say anything bad about Ryan. Ryan's doing his job.
Yes.
It's whatever.
That was boy, that was a reach, boy. You talk about cherry picking, boy. He picked a cherry. Like, I mean, of all the things you could talk about, and to his credit, well, at least initially he was just taking the hits, but people are like, what about scoring? What about red zone offense? What about this? He's just like, yeah, we need to work on that. That's fair. Your girl, what's her name?
Sarah Ellison.
Sarah Ellison. I like Sarah Ellison, man. She's real cool. She's real nice. But, man, there are times where you don't need to say anything, right? I mean, it's a free country. You can say what you want, but you don't need to say anything, right? You don't need to go out there and start defending Greg Roman, especially after he called a bad game. and then try to throw other players under the bus, because she tried to throw Hollywood under a bus by saying, "Oh well, how come nobody's talking about him dropping passes?" Girl, I don't know where you've been, but all we do is talk about Hollywood dropping passes. So much so, B wants him off the team. He's like, "Yo, it's time."
Listen. I didn't say I want him off the team. I'm saying for Baltimore's sake, it would behoove them if they would move on from Hollywood if they're able to get a second-day pick. If they can get a second-day pick for Hollywood, trade him, draft a receiver, and you'll be better off.
Hey, I'm gonna put this back on screen. Shout out to our guy Brandon Buck, man. He with a $5 tip. He says, "You fellas produce great content. Want to support. Picks for the weekend: Cincinnati, Buffalo, Tampa, San Francisco, KC, and Arizona." Okay, my man. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Brandon. Okay. Let's see. Kimberly says, "Hope JK and the guys come to the Ravens and the 2022 season healthy and strong." I agree.
Yeah,
I agree, but we still need more. Mr. Freestyle says, "I think it's too early to fire Harbs. If they fire him, look, it ain't too early. You got one more year. History says you don't get done next year, it ain't going to happen, right? So, but okay, if they fire him, both the coordinators will go too, and we would need a whole new staff. Yeah, that's what we need right now.
That's cool.
That's what we need right now.
That's a good thing. It's funny because right now is the time of year where a lot of coaches are available.
Well, he was saying one coordinator.
That is perfect.
He says one coordinator at a time. That's not how it works. No. The head coach goes and the whole staff goes, and then you bring in a new head coach with his coordinators. So it's the whole thing. They can all go. The reason why he needs to go is because he has bad coordinators. If they were all doing their jobs, right, we wouldn't be saying much about Harbaugh, but they're not. He keeps bringing in the wrong people. So, no, Harbaugh can leave now. Let's see. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Yeah, we need offense. That's what Ferris is saying. Kimberly says, "Owner of the Ravens hire a black coach on the team." Yes, look, some of our top candidates to take the job: Eric Bieniemy, Byron Leftwich. I like Todd Bowles. B thinks we need a more offensive-minded coach, but
but you know what? I do like Brian Flores though. Brian Flores did an outstanding job in Miami, I think.
Yes,
and if Baltimore had an opening, I would go after him as well.
Yeah. Omar B says we need tackles. Yes, and a center and probably a guard. Sancho Mack, what's up, my man? The best Batman who has ever voiced him in Mask of the Phantasm. That was
Kevin Conroy.
Yeah,
no, he's outstanding. He did the whole Batman animated series. Best Batman stuff there is.
And Sancho agrees. He says we need O-line, and O-line. So, all right.
Shout out to Sancho for the Mask of the Phantasm reference.
I know.
Man. I love that movie.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.